So let's see. I'm gonna kick things off tonight. I'm gonna do something a little different to start things out. I watched this Anji starter guide today, which maybe you've all seen by now, maybe you haven't, but this is the official Arc System Works starter guide for Anji in Strive. So it's just like the ones they put out before the first beta for the other characters, where they rock through his move set, talk about special moves, and kind of give you the gist of what the character is going to do in the game, right? So today, I watched this and I kind of was noticing some distinctions between the Strive variant of Anji and the Plus R Anji that I know and despise so very much. So what I want to do to kick off tonight's stream is I'm going to watch this again real quick, talk about it a little bit, and then I want to look at Plus R's Anji and kind of point out the key thing that I think is different between the Strive Anji and the Plus R Anji. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the music so it's not disruptive, but we can just get right into this. So Anji Mito in Strive, his costume looks so sick. Love it.
Advantage of his unique offense and control.
Fans look like pretty big hitboxes. So all right, Chitsu. So this is the butterfly
projectile that travels forward. It will float up on contact with the opponent, changing its trajectory.
So if you've never seen this before, this is like one of the most infamous moves of Anji's. The butterfly comes out on contact, block, or hit. It goes up, turns into a hawk, and comes back down on your dome. So this is like his main Oki thing. That's in Plus R as well. Key distinction that you'll notice here, and they'll probably talk about, I think they say something about this in a second, is that it is hella slow on startup in Strive. It is very, very slow coming out.
Due to its slow startup, it is best used when you have the advantage. Suigetsu no Hakobi. Anji moves forward while avoiding the opponent's attacks. The distance Anji travels increases the longer you hold the button down. If you pair...
So this almost looks like it's just kind of a spin through neutral kind of tool. I don't think they ever show it actually doing any damage or hitting. And then it appears to have guard point frames attached to it, although they called it a parry here, I think. So what that means, or what it seems to mean, speculating from this, is that when he makes contact with something while he's doing his spin, it'll transition him into a different state, presumably some kind of advantage state, and then he'll be able to act from there.
Parry a heavy attack with this, you can attack the opponent while they recover. Fuujin.
Okay.
An attack where Anji strikes forward. It can be followed up with various follow-up moves on hit or block. By holding the button, Anji will move forward before attacking. Similar to Suigetsu no Hakobi, Anji can dodge incoming attacks when he's moving forward.
So Fuujin, obviously a classic. It sounds like the guard point / parry portion of the move only happens at the beginning. So if you hold the button, he does a wind up longer, and that's the parry points. But it doesn't seem like once the actual move is activated, he has his little green flow with him, it doesn't sound like that has any sort of parry or guard point frames attached to it. So that's interesting. And I can save us some time here. He's got all 5 of his follow-ups that are pretty much the same as in Plus R. He's got the low, the overhead, I think he lost the hop one. I think that one changed to a spin, but he's got the jumping fan as well. So Fuujin, not super duper different as far as I can tell, outside of speed and visuals are a little bit different. I think the fan jump one, he only throws one fan
down until the end of the move boosts its attack
instead of throwing 5. I think this is the
Fuujin, where Anji jumps
so he only throws one fan projectile. So that's a little different. But let's skip through those follow-ups. If you want to see what Fuujin follow-ups usually look like, you can watch the new secret sauce for Anji featuring Wu Cash that I actually put out this week, and it's a banger, I'll be honest. Ko. Okay. Let's look at Ko.
An attack Anji performs while leaping upward. By holding the button, Anji will move forward before attacking.
So this almost looks like
no Hakobi,
one of his guard point follow-ups from Plus R, which I don't think they show any actual when he triggers his parry or guard point, he doesn't appear to have things to do out of that in this game, which is kind of interesting. but this does carry over the spinning rising one. So maybe this will function like a DP almost. I don't know. It's hard to tell in this video because they just show like contact
when he is moving forward. Holding the button down until the end of the move boosts its attack properties. This attack.
I bet that's going to matter, that holding down the attack changes its properties. I think that'll probably affect combo structure for him, which is kind of interesting. We'll see how that plays out, though.
Attack doesn't hit grounded opponents, so use it as an anti-air or in combos. Issei Ogi Sai, a move where
and now we're at supers.
A large fan-shaped
so
projectile that sweeps the area in front of him.
I'll spare you this. He's got a counter super, and he's got his big fan. Now let's stop here. Okay, so we're looking at a special move list, right? We've got Shitsu, which is butterfly. Sugetsu no Hakobi, which is the spin. Fuujin and Fuujin's follow-ups. Ko, which is the rising spin, and then 2 supers. So he looks like he's going to be good. So they maintained his high pressure elements from plus R. You know, he's got butterfly for Oki, pretty much exclusively for Oki since it's so slow starting up. He's got his guard point / parry thing. I don't know what they're going to officially call that in this game, but it looks like he can ignore an attack, and if he successfully triggers those frames, he can maybe counterattack with a normal of his own while they're still recovering. So he still has those elements. You have to be wary of this character. That much is clear. He also has a counter super, I think. That stuff's all great. But I do want to point out, and I talked about this a little bit on Twitter today, I am kind of surprised. It makes sense for the context of Strive, the way it plays, but I'm pretty surprised how they absolutely destroyed his mobility aspect. So I'm going to hop into training mode in plus R real quick and pull up Anji and kind of show you what I'm talking about. All right, so my dude Anji, in plus R, he has all those tools pretty much. Actually I think the counter super might be new. On is his air command grab. So some things he lost here. Special skill, special skill, special skill. Shitsu, Fuujin, all the Fuujin follow-ups. Aerial. Guard point. P is Ko. Okay, so I was right about the Ko, the spinning thing being one of the guard point moves from there. Okay, so on Kai. Shitsu. All right, so Kai, probably what I'm thinking of. So they took away this. So if you've never played against an Anji, these moves are pretty brutal. You know, you can put out a butterfly and then cross up like that and like change the way they have to block. Don't mind my actual like play here. I don't play Anji at all. I'm just showing this. So like as a mobility tool though, this is, you know, he's got a short one, he's got a far one, right? So this ends up working like a tricky way to potentially cross someone up, make them freak out, and you can combo them from there. So that's something that he's missing, right? So obviously big hurt to mobility. A different thing that is a little less important, I think, in the context of Strive is that, you know, obviously his move speed is way slower in Strive. Like here, you know, he's got a good run. Although this seems to be like a standard thing across the cast, so it's not that crazy. But the other thing that Anji is known for in Plus R that does not appear, at least from that trailer to be in Strive, is his super jump. So this is his super jump. So he has a diagonal super jump though. He's got a straight up and down one. He's got a diagonal one. This thing is crazy. You can launch people and then super jump chase them. You can kind of just ignore projectiles, jump right over them. This as a mobility tool is pretty wild. Like I can get pretty far away. Let me see how far away I can knock Kai. I don't know any of Anji's moves. So like from here, I'm coming on your head, right? So like say Kai threw out his little lightning thing, right? I can just jump over and smack him in the head. So Anji losing that's pretty nuts. So yeah, the flips are gone. This is gone. And you know, frankly, I just think it's kind of wild. Also, he lost his anti-air command grab, which is one of these buttons. That's what I wanted. All right, so they took away on. So just another like weird omission for his kid. Like this is a cool move. Oh man, I am so bad. There we go. Okay, so anyways, my point here is that Anji looks really sick in Strive, but I'm shocked that his mobility got taken away so much because there's such an emphasis on the way he moves in this game. And, you know, in Strive, none of them are exactly like hustling around the screen, but I don't know. I think he probably could have kept something interesting like this. Like, you know, the hop as a mix-up tool is a cool thing to have. If not for at least getting around. And I could see that move working in Strive. I could totally see the air grab that I can't input working too. Like, some of these things just don't necessarily make sense to me. But, you know, he comes out in the beta this weekend. We'll get to test him out. See how he actually feels in game. And, yeah, should be interesting. And that's my piece on that. Okay, let's play some Guilty Gear.